The first time I knew something was wrong wasn't when the bank account hit zero. It was when my brother smiled. Not just any smile, the calm, collected, everything is under control smile he used at our mother's funeral, the same one he wore while people whispered condolences and dabbed tears. The kind of smile that didn't belong in a room filled with grief. That smile stayed with me. And a week later, when I logged into our mother's account and saw $15 million gone, I realized that smile had meant something. Something I wasn't supposed to understand. Our mother, Eleanor Hayes, wasn't just wealthy. She was meticulous. Every dollar she ever earned, from real estate investments, stock portfolios, and decades of smart decisions, was accounted for. She kept physical ledgers even in the age of digital banking, wrote notes in the margins, and cross-checked everything twice. Money doesn't disappear, she used to say. People make it disappear. At the time, I thought it was just one of her many paranoid habits. I wish I had listened more carefully. After her passing, my brother Daniel insisted on handling the finances. "It'll be easier," he told me, standing in the kitchen, sleeves rolled up like he'd already stepped into her role. "You've got your own life. I'll manage the estate." That should have been my first red flag. Daniel had never managed anything in his life, except other people. But grief makes you tired. It makes you compliant. So I nodded. And I let him take control. The bank login didn't work the first time. Or the second. By the third attempt, I felt a cold knot forming in my stomach. When I finally got in, after resetting the password, I stared at the screen, waiting for the numbers to load. Then they did. $12,482.17. That was it. Not 12 million. Not even close. 12,000. For a second, I thought it was a glitch. A display error. Maybe I was in the wrong account. But the account number matched. The transaction history loaded. And that's when my hands started shaking. Transfer after transfer. Large ones. Millions at a time. All within the last 3 months, while our mother had been in and out of the hospital. All authorized. All signed. By Daniel. I drove straight to his house. Didn't call. Didn't think. Just drove. When he opened the door, he looked unsurprised. That was the second thing that chilled me. "You found out," he said quietly. "Not what's wrong. Not what are you talking about. Just, you found out." "What did you do?" My voice didn't sound like mine. He sighed, stepping aside to let me in. "It's not what you think. $15 million is gone, Daniel. I invested it." I laughed. Actually laughed. "Invested?" I repeated. "Into what? A black hole?" He didn't answer immediately. Instead, he walked to the kitchen, poured himself a drink like we were discussing the weather. "That money was just sitting there," he said finally. "Losing value. I made a decision." "You made a decision?" My voice rose. "It wasn't your decision to make. I'm the executor. You're a thief." That's when he turned. And for the first time, the mask slipped. Just a little. "You have no idea what I've done," he said, voice low. "You're right," I snapped. "So explain it." But he didn't. Instead, he smiled again. That same calm, controlled smile. "You'll thank me later." I didn't. Instead, I went digging. At first, everything looked legitimate. Transfers to investment firms. Offshore accounts. Shell companies with clean paperwork. Too clean. Daniel wasn't smart enough to pull this off alone. Which meant one thing. He had help. I hired a forensic accountant. A woman named Clara who didn't waste time with pleasantries. "Your brother is either a genius," she told me after reviewing the files, "or he's being protected by someone who is." Protected how? These transactions should have triggered alerts. They didn't. So someone suppressed them. That's when the paranoia started creeping in. Because this wasn't just theft anymore. It was planned. Days turned into weeks. Every lead led to another dead end. Every account we traced had already been emptied, rerouted, erased. It was like chasing a ghost. Until Clara called me one night. "I found something," she said. My heart jumped. "What?" "A discrepancy." "In what?" "In your mother's records." I drove to her office at 2 a.m. She had the ledgers spread out across the desk, our mother's handwriting neat and precise, just like I remembered. "Look here," Clara said, pointing to a column. I leaned in. Numbers. Balances. Notes. Everything looked normal. "I don't see." "Exactly," Clara cut in. "You don't see it." She flipped to another page. Then another. "Your mother tracked every account," she continued. "Every dollar. Except." She tapped the page. "This one." It wasn't labeled. Just a series of numbers. No bank name. No institution. No explanation. Just entries. Consistent. Large. And completely unaccounted for in the digital records. "What is this?" I whispered. Clara looked at me. "I think," she said slowly, "your mother had a hidden account." My chest tightened. "A secret account?" "She didn't trust someone," Clara said. "Or she was planning something." "Or she knew something," I murmured. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about my mother. Her habits. Her routines. The way she used to double lock doors, triple check documents. The way she always said, "People make money disappear." And then it hit me. The safe. I hadn't thought about it in years. It was hidden behind a painting in her study, an old, outdated safe she claimed she never used anymore. Daniel had laughed about it once. "Mom's little paranoia box," he called it. We both believed it was empty. We were wrong. I went to the house the next morning. Daniel wasn't there. Of course he wasn't. The painting was still there. Slightly crooked. Just like she used to leave it. My hands trembled as I lifted it. The safe stared back at me. Old. Silent. Waiting. The code. I tried her birthday. Wrong. Our birthdays. Wrong. Then I paused. Thinking. Remembering. Money doesn't disappear. I entered the date she first made her million. Click. The safe opened. Inside, there wasn't cash. There weren't jewels. There were documents. Stacks of them. Bank statements. Contracts. And a single envelope with my name on it. My hand shook as I opened it. If you're reading this, it means Daniel has already taken the bait. My heart stopped. I knew he would. He always wanted more than his share. So I made sure there was something for him to take. I couldn't breathe. The $15 million in the main account was never the real fortune. My knees went weak. It was a test. A test. The real assets are secured elsewhere. Accounts only you can access. My name. Not Daniel's. Trust no one. Not even your brother. I dropped the letter. Everything clicked into place. The transfers. The fake accounts. The missing money. Daniel hadn't stolen everything. He'd stolen what she wanted him to steal. He'd exposed himself. And then I saw the final line. He won't stop. Be careful. That's when I heard the door behind me creak. Slow. Deliberate. I turned. Daniel stood there. Watching me. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then he smiled. You found it, he said. But this time. I smiled back. Yeah, I said softly. And you lost.